Defund the police. It's a slogan you've probably heard over the last couple of weeks after the death of George Floyd under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer. Taken literally, the argument is to stop funding for police departments, an idea that has been rejected by big city mayors across the country, influential Democratic members of Congress like James Clyburn, the party's presumptive presidential nominee Joe Biden, and by a majority of Americans. But activists defend the slogan as a rallying cry for sweeping reforms to policing in America. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez looks closer in our Sunday Spotlight.
I can't breathe.
In the wake of George Floyd's death,
I can't breathe.
Cries for change.
Our police department as it exists does not work.
This past week, Minneapolis City Councilman Philippe Cunningham was among those who agreed to dismantle the city's police department, calling for increased funding for social services and community policing.
Do you see this as an anti-police movement?
I see this as a pro-safety movement. It's not pro or against police. It's about safety for every single resident.
These racist cops have got to go.
Abolish, defund, dismantle, reform. Ideas now reshaping the conversation around policing.
It's not about semantics, it's about safety. The language of defund the police, I understand, can be scary because we haven't clearly defined what that means. I like to instead think about it as reimagine public safety, because that actually is more accurately naming what we're talking about here.
Reform, he says, doesn't go far enough.
We need to build an entirely new system of public safety that is rooted in the public health approach, community, and justice.
What do you say to the people who argue this is a terrible idea? You can't defund police in the times we're in.
Police are not always the most appropriate response to every crisis.
A detailed plan could take up to a year. A potential model, Camden, New Jersey.
You're seeing businesses moving to Camden. You're seeing hotels come back.
Once claiming the title of the most dangerous city in America, Camden disbanded its police force in 2013. The new county police focuses on community building and changed its guidelines for the use of excessive force. The result? Violent crime is down by 42%, murders cut in half, excessive force complaints down almost 95%.
Community policing, for me, it's a no-brainer. We're here to serve the citizens of Camden, and we have to work together.
Meanwhile, defunding, which doesn't go as far, has gained traction. Major cities like New York and Los Angeles have already started to shift resources away from police into programs like mental health and social services. Proponents say that'll eliminate the need for so many armed, uniformed officers, but opponents argue it's an assault on the very officers who are trying to protect their communities.
Everybody's trying to shame us.
In Washington, Democrats unveiled a broad police reform bill this past week, while Joe Biden says he opposes defunding police departments. On Thursday in Dallas, President Trump announced he's preparing his own executive order on police reform.
We're not defunding police. If anything, we're going the other route. We're going to make sure that our police are well-trained, perfectly trained, to have the best equipment.
While there is disagreement over the language, many agree the time for change is now.
We need to find common ground where we can all come together to at least discuss our various perspectives and then hopefully arrive in a common direction that we can all support moving forward.
For Sunday Today, Gabe Gutierrez, Minneapolis.